Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video we will see how to use Raspberry Pi Pico board with MicroPython. Recently Raspberry has launched their own ARM architecture based processor and launched a breakout board like Pico. Pico board is full with features which comes in $4 only, and the features are like this board has RP2040 processor, dual core ARM Cortex M0 processor, 260 KB of RAM, 2 MB of flash memory. Again, this board can directly connect to another board for debug purpose. Again, this board has USB device mode and USB host mode. Again, the flashing method is very simple. Just drag and drop. Again, we'll get the 26 GPIOs. We'll get the peripherals like SPI, I2C, UART, ADC, and PWM. Again, we'll get the timers. Again, we'll get the onboard temperature sensor. This is the pinout diagram of the board. So let's open the board and let's see how it looks. The board looks very simple. The board looks very small and GPIO pins given on the both side. This board is missing very common and very basic thing, that is power indicator. Power indicator should have been given. Otherwise, I like this board. We can use MicroPython or C or C++ on this board. In this session, we'll see how to use MicroPython, and in upcoming sessions, we'll cover C and C++. Go to the MicroPython tab and download the MicroPython binary. Flashing method is very simple for Pico board. We just have to press and hold the boot key of the board and power up the board. After powering on, the board will run in boot mode, and once board is in boot mode, we just have to drag and drop the binary into the PicoBoard flash drive. After successful transferring the binary, the board will get restart automatically. For MicroPython, we can use MuPyCraft IDE or Thonny IDE. We'll cover both in this video. First, we'll go with MuPyCraft IDE. Download the latest executable and open the IDE now. Now connect the board to the IDE. So for that we just have to select the COM port. Just after selecting the COM port, your board will get connected to the IDE. Now you can see the REPL session. Now let's do the basic testing like print and addition operation. And both operations are working fine and getting executed by the board. There is a user LED given on the Pico board. We'll turn on that LED and we'll turn off that LED from here. So let's import the pin from machine. And let's set the pin mode to the output. Now we'll turn on the LED by passing the value as a 1, and we'll turn off the LED by passing the value as a 0. LED on off is working fine. Now we'll see the example code. In the code we have import the time as we will need time reference for delay. Again we have import the pin from machine. Set the pin mode to the output, and in the while loop we'll turn on the LED and we'll give the delay of 1 second. Again we'll turn off the LED and again we'll give the delay of 1 second. and will transfer the file to the board. So the board will retain the code even after power off. After successful transfer, the Pico board will start executing the file, and as you can see, LED is blinking with interval of 1 second. In this IDE, we can check which are all the files available in the board under the device folder. Now let's try out the Thonny IDE. Let's download the executable for Windows and install the software. I like the user interface and editor in the Thonny IDE. I will recommend you to use Thonny IDE over PyCraft IDE. Let's try a simple print example. Save the example and run the example. An example is executed from my Windows machine's Python. So make sure that you have changed the interpreter to the Raspberry Pi Pico and select the COM port and click on OK. Now execute the code again, and this time the code will get executed from the Pico board. Now we'll check the number of files present on the board using command os.listdir command, and there is only one file present on the board which we flashed last time. Now we'll try out one more example. In this example, we'll control the GPIOs. So in the code, we'll import the time as we need time reference. Again import pin from machine. Now change the pin mode to output, and as you can see we are using GPIOs like GP6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and all the GPIOs are connected to the LEDs. In the bar graph function, we are setting the LED on or off based on the bit position value. We are setting the value as a 1 if the bit position is set, or else we are setting the value as a 0 if the bit position is reset. And here also we have given the delay of 1 second. In the while loop, we are bit shifting 1 to left and passing the value to the bar graph function. So after every 1 second, we are bit shifting 1 to left and we are displaying the data on bar graph. So let's see the example running on the Pico board. Click on run icon to transfer the script to the board, and Pico board will start executing the script. So let's see the demo now. Thanks for watching video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel for more videos.